Okay, did I figure it out? Tell me if I did, because I'm on my phone and I haven't went live on my phone since we were at the billboard that night, so I don't know if it's working or not. Okay. He went inside to get a microphone. Oh, shoot. Oh, I got it figured out. I got it fixed on my phone. I had to turn it on speakerphone for some reason.
Check this out. Now we're gonna look like talk show hosts.
Y'all like Cam's glasses?
Blue light glasses.
Yeah, FYI, he does not wear glasses. So, he just got some blue light glasses because I guess, and he put them on and he said, "Do they make me look smart?"
Yeah, there ain't nothing to make me look too much. That's impossible.
We're just gonna hold. Oh, we're gonna.
Do you see what I'm doing?
I see what you're doing. It's not bad.
Okay. Did it restart?
It's not. Is it? It's not plugged into the microphone.
I got it.
Okay.
You just talk. You do your thing.
Okay. I know that's what he did. They make me look smart. I was like, okay, yeah,
that's impossible.
Smart. No, you're very smart.
No. Here we go. All right. We got power to it. Is it green? Please work. That'd be much appreciated today.
I was like, we were outside. We had these tiki torches on. We've been talking about going live for a couple hours, and we were like, well, I said, we should do one from outside.
We're gonna get to the show. I promise.
Maybe.
Oh, yay. Starting. Oh. Closing.
Imagine that. We'd be having technical difficulties.
Well, look, it's been a long time since we have, so.
It has been.
It's been a long time. But I've got a 4K camera. It's getting ready to be really good. So y'all will be happy.
So even though it's like 10:30 at night right now, it's really hot at our house and like humid.
So humid. Oh, that looks good. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna log out. As soon not yet. Now get out. Look like a talk show host.
Hold on.
Okay. There you go. Now we can start. Should we start this out? Here, let's start this over, okay? I need to do it because it's going to make me feel better about the whole situation.
I don't like this microphone or this light right now because it's making me have like the darkest circles.
It's okay.
I don't have any makeup on at all, so that's okay.
It's okay. So we're going to do this because it makes me... Let's get cracking. Welcome to Cracking Cases. Okay, we're good. Thank y'all for bearing with us through that tragic, whatever that was. Anyway, so we've just been talking today, right? And was talking about Summer Will's case and talking about like why this person said this, why this person said this. Where would somebody be in location to what they said, like a neighbor, when law enforcement pulled up or when Don pulled up? Do you want to go into that? So since you're the one who...
What now?
Okay. Your big thing that you're supposed to write down.
Camera.
It's fine.
I was too short. You could just see part of my head.
Go ahead.
What were you saying?
Okay. So I said we were talking about locations of certain people.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So,
I'll help you.
Well, we all heard that Fred Hill said that Jody Sue and Andy stood at the bottom of the hill for 3 days just listening to what they could hear. And so then we find out later that the dog trail, Dawn says that the dog trail is where the scent, where they followed Summer's scent down. And I was thinking today, we were talking, and I was like, do you think that maybe Jody Sue overheard where the dog trail or where the scent was? And instead of saying that it was at the bus trail, which is where we have sense heard that it could have been
And where we
maybe.
feel like, because the only way possible for the scent trail to be followed was to be down. So they said they came down to where the bus sits right there, off into the lower part of the driveway, down where the gravel ends, and the scent was lost at the hard top. Okay, so
Right.
it makes more sense, and it's been since confirmed that that's law enforcement. I believe Sheriff Lawson said that in an interview that's how it went down. Okay, so that's why I told you to write it down. You're having a hard time now.
I'm not having a hard time. I didn't know what you were saying at first.
Okay, now, so Jody Sue said that. And hi, Jody Sue, if you're watching. Long time no
Or
see.
streaming.
Or streaming.
That
I
seems to
enjoyed
be a
the
popular
membership, by
thing.
the way. It's been good. Even
It's
though
wonderful.
I can't chat and I can't join in, I enjoy the membership. Just trying to be a part of the show. Just wanted to talk. Anyway, so you said, so when Don came home, where's the first place he said he saw the boys? He went past Ben Hill Road to where the shed is at the lower part of the property on Beach Creek, correct? All right. So for him, he said the first people he see is Blue Roof Don, one of his neighbors. He didn't specify, but that's who the neighbor was, with his boys searching down there. Now
he later told us it was Blue Roof Dawn. That's
Yeah.
how we know that it was Blue Roof Dawn. That was
correct.
the one that was with the boys. Jody Sue later changed that and said that she was searching on the other side of the creek from the boys.
That when they were on one side and she was on the other.
Right.
Then she since changed that, right?
Right.
And said that she was on the other side and
she said she was in an area, she was on the other side of the creek, and she could see the boys and she could see the neighbor that Dawn was talking about, but that neighbor probably couldn't see her. This is what we heard today. I don't know when that was stated, so I don't want to say when, if she changed it from her being the one to, I don't know, but she said that she could see the boys and the neighbor, but he couldn't see her. So the only place that I could think of,
and this might be a little better, I could pull up a map, but yeah, and I might need it for this, right?
it might be.
No, my glasses aren't broken. That's just the humidity and how much I'm sweating out here.
It's hot.
It is very hot out here.
I wish that.
So what I'll do is I'll just pull up this map real quick. This will be easier. And this, look, we're not saying this is definitive. This is just where it would make sense. Because she then later said that Dawn didn't see her, but she saw them.
Blue Roof Dawn didn't see her. Probably couldn't see her, but she could see them.
Right.
Oh. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I was trying to turn on chat so I could see it.
Okay. So here's the map. Let me share this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and get this up. Okay, there's that. And terrain.
So you remember, just speaking on the heat and the humidity, you remember us saying that even though the heat said that, like the weather said that the heat was, I don't even remember what the degrees
the heat
was.
index, but the humidity was over 80%
Right.
a day.
This is
burned your butt there with the cigarette.
Oh, thank you. This is what we were talking about, because like it's hot. You can see how he's sweating. I'm like sweating too. This is what we were talking about, because it's a different kind of hot here than it is even in
the sweat out of you. You don't have to be doing anything.
It is very hot. So this time last year when Summer went missing, it was like this too, and it's just so hot.
So searchers, I can understand why they were having a hard time.
Yeah.
Dude, look, let me see if you can
even when we went out to search in October, when we were out there all those days, it was hot then, but it wasn't near as hot as it was in June when she went missing.
Correct. Here.
So
okay, so this is the area where, so Don, if you can see my mouse, okay, he's following Beach Creek Road. He bypasses Ben Hill Road at first, correct?
Correct.
Comes down, turns in here, in this area. We'll go to the street view. On the other side.
Hillbilly Nitro, we're not very far from you. It's about the same here.
What do you say, hot?
He said hotter than a goat's butt.
Goat's ass on a.
in a pepper patch.
Yeah, in a pepper patch. That's exactly what I was
Yeah,
couldn't think.
108 heat index today. Like I said, my car said it was
No,
109.
it's hotter than 2 rats screwing on a tin roof, or a summer day in a tin roof, whatever. And a wool sock on a tin roof, whatever. I butchered that. Okay, so he pulls up in here. This does not look like this now. So we'll go out and go back into aerial view. He pulls in here. He pulls down till about right here. Okay, there's if you've been following this would be where the shooting house is what they call it, or deer blind, whatever. So
didn't they call it a fort at one time too?
Fort. We are hypothesizing, which is an educated guess. It might not even be educated. It's a guess.
What's the word?
Speculating.
Speculating, yeah.
That, do you remember the trail that led down behind? So there, she says she's in the creek. I wish we had our friend on today that was on talking with us. We were on the phone. I was on the phone 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was good. It's all good discussion. Okay. So the creek here would make sense. Jody Sue said she was in the creek, right? It will lead to this. To get in the creek, she's describing how she got in the creek. She even, what?
Can I say something while we're talking about her being in the creek? I remember today while we were having this conversation that Candace told me later, this was the same day that pretty much everything changed.
You might want to save that just for a minute.
Okay.
Well, this will be why. Because we've been thinking very hard.
Okay.
Save that for just 1 second.
We've been thinking very hard.
We've been talking about this all day, and I hope this comes across to you guys as good as what we feel like it's going to, okay? When Jody Sue's describing how she got in the creek, she's gesturing, like how she went forward and all this, okay? To get into the creek, you don't have to go around any special way to get in the creek. You can get in the creek right off of Ben Hill Road, okay? Which would be around this area right here.
You remember when we showed you the video that Candace sent us of the flooding? That's how, the creek is right under the hill from.
Is that how far behind we are, or you got it paused?
No. Oh, no, that's not how far behind.
Okay, so you can get in the creek like right in here somewhere, and you can follow that creek, Beach Creek, all the way around, okay? To where? Where the boys were, down here at the fort. And where Blue Roof Dawn was with them. She first says that she was the neighbor that Dawn saw when he pulled in. That's not true. Dawn saw Blue Roof Dawn at the bottom with her boys, okay? This will make sense why this is important in a minute, okay? This is a pretty good cover story very early on, right? This is going ahead and setting your cover story very early on. If we're speculating. And look, I'm going to say this too before I move on from that. We are local to this area. We are not going to stop talking about this case. And if it's such a big deal that we're going to continue talking about it, even if there's nothing new, I'm going to keep discussing it. I'm going to keep her name out there till things are happening. We're going to keep going. I don't care who cares or who has something to say and tries to make it into something about financial something or this or that. That's what has nothing to do with it. I am local. Alli is local. And there's other creators local, and you don't even have to be local. But we're going to keep covering it because it's an important case to our area. And after whatever happens with the dumb reward, it's not dumb, but I'm just saying to the reward fund, when it goes away and it's put into wherever it goes, we're going to still cover it.
Yeah, we're not giving up. That's been speculated on so many times. Oh, they're just going to, like about YouTube
You'll
creators.
start seeing people drop off like flies.
Yeah, they won't be involved after the reward is
We made a promise, not only
to Summer,
not even to God, that we would do what we felt like we needed to do. But we promised Summer that we would keep going. If it takes 20 years from now to get answers, we'll still be covering it. That's what's going to happen. So those people that have a problem with it, go on to your other case and don't worry about what's going on over here.
Right.
It has no bearing or means to you. You can come back over when you feel like it's okay to you. But to us, we're going to keep covering it. So just you can take that somewhere else. Now, to keep going. Rant over. All right. The trail that leads down behind the gray shed that has the cellar on it, basement. The one we first filmed. If you haven't seen that one, please go check it out. It comes out in this area and it is hidden. The creek comes all the way around to this area. It's right here. She said the boys were on the other side of the creek, correct? That shooting house would be here, somewhere in that area. That trail is over here on the other side of the creek, here. Is it possible she's watching from somewhere in here just to see what's going on? Or somebody from that household, right? There were things of Summers and the boys, toys, shoes, what have you, all over this property. Correct?
Correct.
Laying everywhere. There, the shoe that we pictured, listen to this. This will blow your mind, okay? The shoe that we pictured that had a sock in it, what did they say they had to get a scent off of?
The inside of Summer's shoe.
Inside of a shoe that was where? Outside.
Outside.
Because the scent on everything in the house was what?
Cross-contaminated with the boys' scent.
Correct.
So we weren't even thinking about this until today when we were talking to who we were talking to on the phone for so long. But when we realized where that shoe was laying, and I think I've said it before on lives.
This is where the shoe was laying.
The shoe was laying literally in the road.
Right there of the driveway.
Where the bus trail is.
This is the entrance into the bus trail area right here.
And we're not saying that it was the shoe that we found and took the picture of that was where they got the scent from. We're not saying that. We're just saying that that's crazy that that's where that shoe was.
And it had a sock in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Just speculate here. If the scent trail leads down through here, what if she had shoes on it first, and one fell off? Anything, okay, or both fell off. They come down through here. The scent trail ends here, okay, on the road. Let me zoom out. This is just good, educated guessing, okay? We're speculating. We're going back to the beginning. What could we have missed? What did we not see? This is how we brainstorm, and we're talking to people that we've never spoke to before. We're throwing ideas off one another. Okay.
It was so good.
It was so good.
So good.
Now, do you want to continue on with? Okay. So does that make sense? Put your chat back on, so we can see it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the chat moving too fast, or is everybody good? I hope so, because I'm trying. Look, are y'all feeling this? Does this make sense? It could be nothing. That shoe's laying there now. If a dog did carry it to right there, okay. What? Wow.
That's what it actually.
Wow.
Good,
all right,
great.
good.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I'm just hoping everybody's following. Dog could have carried that shoe here. Yes, anything. But why weren't these things gathered? Why were we didn't get to that property till when?
September 4th.
September 4th.
And I fact checked that because I wasn't sure.
When was that we were supposedly been partying up at the Wells house by Jody Sue because Andy told her? What was that date?
September 4th was the date that she said that Andy saw us partying.
September. No, it was
before. September 4th. No.
When was the first day we were up there?
September 4th. That's the day I don't know. Or maybe it was in August.
She said August was when we were up there.
But either way, they were supposed to have been out of there on September 6th. And so they were already moved out of there by the time that we were up there.
On the 4th?
Yes.
On the 4th?
Allegedly, that's what I was told from somebody. They
So-
were already moved out by the day that she said we
So
were.
we were up there partying, right? But who were we with the first time we were up there?
The
We were
PIs.
chaperoned by who? The PIs. Okay,
The PIs.
we're gonna get into that too. Hold on, go ahead.
With what?
The
You want me to
whole
finish mine?
story that came. We're gonna keep flowing. Go. Ooh, I'm fired up. I am fired up.
Yeah, he's fired up. I mean, things happened at the beginning of this live stream that weren't great, so it kind of threw him off anyway. But he's already like, we're pumped about all this stuff because we've been thinking about a lot today. But anyway, so we were talking about how it was said that that dog trail was where the scent was last, or well, where it followed her scent down.
That's not the date that was said. I don't know why you're saying that. He said that.
Well, I'm just saying that
He said that we were sometime in August because she
yeah.
kept spouting out August. That's why I
Yeah.
got fired up just now because I was like, what? She said, I was like, how does that make sense? Why would I be happy about that? It was August.
No, it was August.
We had pulled that clip.
Yeah. See, I don't have
So
that clip.
we
I
do
didn't
have
see
that
it.
clip. I have it
I
in
was
there.
told by somebody that that's what she said.
No,
but
no,
anyway.
I have that clip.
Okay. Well, we'll play that then next
Okay.
time, not today. But anyway, you want me to talk about the dog trail?
I want you to talk about whatever you want to. Go ahead.
Okay, so the dog trail, it was said that that's where the scent was followed, right? So Dawn said that he had heard about a lot of stuff from the neighbor early on. What if maybe, and I'm just speculating here, but what if maybe, since we heard from Fred Hill that Jody, Sue, and Andy were down there for 3 days and they were listening to everything. What?
Keep going. I just said that he left.
And then, okay. Yeah. And then Andy left.
Days.
For days. Well, like 30 days, right?
What he said.
What Fred Hill said. So we know that. Anyway, so what if they heard that there was a scent, summer scent was followed somewhere down through there? Maybe the bus trail. Who knows? And we know now too that what we told you guys about whenever Damien was spotted in the woods there, whenever he was spotted on the Wells property, he was going back and forth across the driveway right at where the bus trail is.
Thank you.
So, the reason that we know that that's where it is because we've been on the property. We know where that alarm was set at.
No, and we know because the witness came on and said that's where he crossed.
That's where we know where the actual alarm is.
Where the alarm sensor is on the driveway that alerts the house that somebody
straight across from the.
I'm not even going to show you where it's at because that's not fair to them or that property. But it's there, so when anybody, car, vehicle, whatever, crosses it, it alerts. Okay, so that's what gave him away. He didn't know it was installed. Okay, keep going.
We have one mod with over 800 people.
Killer Looks is a mod. He's in here. Hey, I need some mods, man. Where are all of them? Lipmuck, will you mod for us for a minute? Throw some wrenches out and we'll fix it. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Well, here, then you
I got
throw
it.
some.
I got it.
Okay, so what if they heard where the actual scent trail was, but they stated that it was at a different place? What if they said, oh, no, it wasn't coming down the hill right there. It didn't come out at that bus trail or wherever it came out of. It came out over there. This is just speculation. But
Queen of Kings, will you mod for me too?
We're not really asking because we're making you mods before we get an answer. So then we hear, you want me to go on to about the Fields Road stuff?
Oh my God, listen, because I'm passionate about this, then they're gonna go ahead and say, go ahead if you make a stupid remark or comment and just see your way out. Because if I have to start modding right now, I'll kick you out without even saying anything. So just go see yourself somewhere else. Go ahead.
Do you want me to go on about the Fields Road stuff?
Yeah.
So we hear that then the day that Summer goes missing, this is before all that with the scent trail and all that. Whenever Candace found out that Summer was missing or realized that Summer was missing, she went down towards Mount Carmel Church, which is in the direction. Mount Carmel Church is directly across from.
Whoa, cat got attacked or something.
Mount Carmel Church is directly across from Fields Road.
Yeah, let's show that real quick. Okay, I just pinned this right here. This is where we're speculating or guessing because it hasn't been confirmed by law enforcement. The scent
there was
ended.
a dog handler early on that it's not been confirmed that was an actual dog handler that was there that day.
Law enforcement, somebody said that they said.
No, I know about the bottom of the hill, the driveway. Yes, law enforcement did say that. Somebody said that. But there was a dog handler early on that came out and said that it wasn't the dog trail. It was actually the bus trail where the scent was followed. That's why I keep saying if it was the bus trail.
Go ahead. I got it.
So the day that Summer goes missing, whenever Candace realizes that Summer is gone, she gets in the truck and she drives down the road. She said this on Chris McDonough, I know. She said that she went down to the church. We later find out that is Mount Carmel Church.
I'll show you where it was.
Which is directly across from Fields Road.
So she drives all this way down here looking for Summer. Why did she go this way? There's Fields Road right here. This is Mount Carmel Church, Free Will Baptist Church.
And I'm sorry if this is like kind of jumping around. I hope it makes sense to everybody because this is just how we kind of
what you're saying is
processed everything today.
Right. So what you're saying is when Candace says when she left to look for Summer, she came this direction, right?
Right.
Across from Phil. Why come this direction?
Right.
That's also where what?
Where Polly Bernard owns property.
And where what?
Footprints are headed in that direction. She didn't know that at this time, allegedly. But then Jody Sue says, no, I told her as soon. So if she told, well, no, she didn't tell her because that's the 19th, but she told her about the scream and all that she said at the beginning. But then which Don confirms whenever he did the interview with the Knoxville News. Was it the Knoxville News?
With WATE Channel 6 News.
So he says, our neighbor told us that she heard a scream. Okay. So we've been talking about how Jody Sue's kind of been guiding the narrative controlling the narrative from the beginning of this through Dawn and Candace and whoever else.
These will be the areas you see these blue markers.
That's the properties where
the
footprints are
allegedly. This area back here. So we're gonna move on, I guess, to the news story.
Well,
or you want to you got something else?
Do you want me to finish what I'm saying about her going towards Mount Carmel?
Yeah, my bad. I thought you were going. Keep going, babe.
So,
my bad.
What if, once again, this is hypothetical speculation. What if we remember that Jody Sue says in that clip that we played for you guys a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That she changed her story a couple times when she was telling the story about how they went and they searched the property on Fields Road. Well, the property, and she was talking to a person that was in her Facebook Live, which we later found out is a person that owns property on Fields Road, right across from Polly Bernard's property.
This is the Fields Road. This is where the picture was taken, right here.
Where law enforcement did their third search.
Where they did their third search on February 28th, I believe, okay? They're moving in this direction, correct?
Straight.
This is the property Polly Bernard owns on Fields Road.
Was it that one?
It is this one. This is it. Okay.
Okay. So in that clip, she talks about we went down there to search for Summer. Then she changes and she says,
oh
no, it was the night before, the 14th. We went down there because Jackie Dobbs is who she's talking about in that clip.
She said all the hollers to make sure he didn't go somewhere else.
We were making sure he wasn't parked down there.
Jackie Dobbs, this is the why you were thrown under the bus very early on.
Yes.
She made you, it was almost like, look, this is another weird thing. All this correlates. What happens on June 14th? Law enforcement is called on Jackie Dobbs by who? Jody Sue. Who takes pictures? Well, I'm sorry, it could have been Jody Sue or Polly Bernard. She's the owner of the property, right? Okay. That's who. It's almost like here it begins. Perfect scenario. But they said Jackie Dobbs had been camping on that property for what, a week?
Mm-hmm.
Right around 5 days to a week, okay? On his new purchased property. What if while he was thrown under the bus as they saw this, why did it take him till June 14th to say he's over the property line camping?
Right.
If he'd been over that property line, why is it such a big deal? If you're out in the woods, if they said he was like on the middle, he was over. Come on now. You're worried about that line so much that a tent, what if it's in an open spot? Let's go look at it.
Let's go look at it. So
keep going. I'm sorry.
What if, and we know what we have told you guys that we know from Candace. Candace was telling us that she spoke very highly of Jody Sue. Very highly.
Had nothing bad to say.
Nothing. And that even up until October.
This is Jody Sue's property up here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Dobbs is somewhere right in here. This is all, some of his is here. Okay?
And we found out from Scotty Skulls that their driveway actually goes across Jackie Dobbs' property.
Yeah. Now, this is the information I told her to hold off on with Candace. Go ahead.
So, what if Jody Sue said something?
Teamwork.
Said something to Candace about Jackie Dobbs. What if she said, this guy gave me really bad vibes. So we went out driving and we went to look to see if maybe he was down on our other property down on Fields Road, or Polly Bernard's other property down on Fields Road. And what if, do you guys remember a few months ago, back whenever it came out that what H said in that interview with CM was Andy? That was the name that was used. And we did a whole live about how, what really happened was Andy called to kind of warn Dawn on that day when they were in the Walgreens drive-thru to say, hey, there's this creepy guy. He's been out there trying to touch all the kids.
Right.
So what if he called Dawn and said, hey, there was this guy that was on our property last night. I don't know about the whole... What if he did say the touching the little kids or whatever?
Well,
and
I thought you were at that one part. That's not quite the information, but go ahead.
Well, it is.
God,
I don't know why those cats are fighting.
That's an evil sounding cat.
Those are not our cats.
It's not our cats.
So, and he said something about Jackie Dobbs, and they said, we went down there to see if he was on their other property or whatever. So what if Candace has it in her mind and is thinking, okay, Jody Sue and Andy are telling us about this guy that they think is really weird. He puts off this weird vibe, and they thought that maybe he went down towards their old property. So maybe I should go down that way to look and see if he has Summer, or whoever, has Summer in that direction.
What if? We're not saying it's fact.
No.
What if?
And we usually try to come at you guys with facts to bring up everything but I'm just saying.
Says the police were at 110 Ben Hill Road the morning of June 15th. A neighbor called them over what? And what is that? About what? When was?
Because I've not heard that.
If you're talking about the red trucks that Dawn said that wrecked at the bottom, that's a different day.
Yeah, that was after Summer went missing.
Dawn said that the way the questions were asked, that was on Voices Behind the Wall. And Dawn said that he was told. They said, "What about red?" Oh, he said, "Yeah, the police. That was in August." He said
Yeah.
a red truck wrecked at the bottom, and the four wheeler fell out the bottom. A four wheeler fell out the bed of the truck, and he said that crazy woman was in pasture. If that's what you're talking about, different time. That's not June 15th. I'm just trying to help. If that's what
If not, then let us know, because I've not heard about that.
I've not heard about.
I knew that they were there the evening of June 14th, but I hadn't heard anything about June 15th.
What about June 14th? Over
Jackie
Dobbs. That's another thing. The pictures that were taken of Jackie Dobbs was flooded on Facebook. Polly Bernard hadn't posted on Facebook in a long time. And Jody Sue, they posted pictures on Facebook on June 14th of Jackie Dobbs, of his vehicle, of everything. Why be okay? This is my question. She later says after this, well, Jackie's not really high up on my list. Right? Y'all remember that? If he's not high up on your list, then why at the beginning you put him out as suspect number one?
Then along with the tree cutters.
Along with the tree cutters.
But she does kind of talk more about Jackie Dobbs.
Well, then says he's not high up on her list. Well, then here back just a couple of weeks ago.
Right after the information about Damien
on the Wells property, she puts him back up. Suspect number one to her. Other than Don and Candace. That goes back to the whole, y'all need to leave the parents alone. Summer's well taken care of. Then she posts messages, text messages on her phone of, oh, well, they're at it again on July 3rd, July 4th. They're at it again over there. People in and out. Well, a child just went missing. A 5-year-old child at the time just went missing. I'm sure people are going to be in and out. Why complain? And if the parents were, this is before she changed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Y'all feel me? You feel where I'm coming from with that? I hope, because I can't put it into words. This is weird. Okay. Now, do you anything else you want to add to all that? I hope.
I don't think so.
I think, so what did you say right there? The last thing.
About the whole thing with Fields Road.
Fields Road. If she went to Solomon's Temple way, I don't know. She might have went that way too, but they said she went to the Mount Carmel way, came back. Speaking of Candace Wells. What if we're going to do a speculation show, then tomorrow we'll do something else back on tap. I just want to put out questions. This is a question show. We're going to ask questions, okay? All right. You go ahead and tell them about when Candace called you that time. Because then Jody Sue had a problem with that too. And a bunch of other people. You got too close. She cried to you on the phone. Remember this? When she called and Alli said she called and she was just, Candace was bawling. This is one time, and we did say we're like,
I thought a lot about this today.
Go ahead. That's your,
I thought a lot about this today because I feel like my whole face is kind of, so when we told you guys about this, whenever she called me and she was just crying, and I was crying with her. She was talking about her kids. She was talking about how much she missed them, and she was talking about Summer. And I was heartbroken for the woman. Heartbroken. And then we thought later, and this is what we told you guys, that maybe she was trying to reel us in. Maybe it was just her way of like trying
This was just here recently that we said we were talking about all that.
So maybe she was just trying to like reel us in to.
Wow, guys, too high to be on YouTube. Later, homie. See you later. No, I'm sorry. I'm just sick of it. We ain't gonna play.
Yeah, we're not doing
I ain't playing with you today, well.
So
stupid, man. Go ahead, baby.
Anyway, so I don't know if I told you guys at that point when we were talking about this that was the same day that I was talking to her about Jody Sue saying that Dawn allegedly was in the shower with Summer. It was. That was the same day, because the reason I remember this is because we
There you
were well, my whole face was like
Okay,
out. That's
there
why I
you
was
go.
in the middle. You walked away too.
go.
But
Okay,
anyway.
go ahead then.
So the reason that I remember this is because I worked that day. That was the same day that the billboard came out. So we were going to Kingsport that night for the billboard to turn on at midnight. So I was on the phone with her because I was asking if they were going to be coming, because they had told us a couple days before that they were going to try to, and then they ended up not going. But that's how I remember when this conversation took place. So anyway, um so what was I saying? Okay.
You're saying what if
You
what
distracted
the
me.
emotions?
Yes, she was very upset. Very upset. So, what if she was upset that day because of all the allegations that Jody Sue was coming out with, because she wasn't expecting that from Jody Sue, because Jody Sue was her friend. She thought.
She look, Candace is very suggestible. We know this. We've seen it. She will go to anybody that is nice to her.
Yeah.
And she confides in them. Some to a degree. To a degree. Don't freaking eat me up for that.
Well, we've seen that. We've seen that with people that she's talked to that have come forward. She met these people on the internet after Summer went missing, and she's told them things, and then they came forward and talked about it.
And they
Discarded
her, like to the point that they're just sitting there eating up, and they came out way early, and then all that shit didn't even really matter,
Yeah.
And she saw this as it went on. But Don's leaving out of town. He's working. He's in Utah for 5, almost 6 months, right? With Josie, who's going to probably be a friend to Candace. Jody Sue's across the road, right? Got Allie. Then Jose and them came in. All this happens. She probably really, really thought highly of Jody Sue.
Not probably. She did.
She did.
Think
Well,
very
yeah,
highly.
she did, but she probably would have bent over backwards for this woman.
And
Jody Sue, and I guarantee
it.
I almost feel it in my heart so strong. If you're watching, I guarantee you that woman listened to anything and everything you said to her. And I promise that when we first spoke to her, she had nothing but great things to say about you.
Great things.
If you're truly a friend, and I don't know too many people that say just great things about somebody unless they talk to them very often and they're friends with them and know who they are, because you can't just say, oh wow, she's just a great person, I love her to death, unless you're around them.
On the flip side of that, let's think about what Jody Sue said whenever the day after Summer goes missing, she comes out and she was like, Summer is loved, Summer is well taken care of. The parents, all these allegations against the parents just make me sick. I can't even look at them.
Yeah. But yet then she has all these messages of just how disgusted she is, and the incest pedo across the street, and he's a peeping Tom. If you know all of this stuff prior, you're going to say that she's well taken care of. No, ma'am. I don't care who you are. If you think your children are at risk as a parent, you're not going to say that at all. You're not going to cover for that neighbor at all.
And the story about the liquor in the sippy cup. Are you going to say that they're good parents if you saw that? That's my question.
This whole deflection thing of coming about people, look, you ain't throwing us off track no more. We're doing research. We're going to do that. You can have your drama. Take it over to that community. Take your people with you. You ain't got no room here, and we ain't got no room for you. You want to talk about cases where it matters? Let's do that. Go real life on things that matter and things that you can prove. Because I promise you over here, we're going to continue to do this. And we're going to continue to help people. And we're going to, regardless how they treat us, I will help anybody I can. she will too.
Mm-hmm.
But as a person I know around here, when you're raised in this area, loyalty means a lot to you, and you're raised to be loyal. You're raised to treat people with respect, be courteous. I don't care who you are. So that's the southern thing. Many states,
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana,
Alabama.
Alabama, Tennessee, Virginia, Georgia, a lot of these southern states. If I missed some, sorry. But when you go and you go online, I don't care who you are. If that's a bad person across the road, most of the time, if Andy, your husband, if all this is going on like you say, your husband's going to walk across that road and say, y'all going to quit. Y'all going to quit what you're doing out here. I got my kids over here and you got your youngins over there. You need to do better, tighten it up, right? That's what happens. You ain't gonna come online when a child goes missing and cover for some people that you think are just the scum of the earth. Why? Why the fabricated stories? It's like wherever they saw the public going with the finger pointing, she's
That's
like,
where
well,
they followed.
that's where stories went, right? Go ahead. Sorry. I feel it like I
I do
get
too.
passionate about it at my heart. And I'll tell you this, out of everybody we've talked about and covered in this, and there's been a lot. I ain't got no caller ID. If you call with no caller ID, I don't answer,
We
my
don't
friend.
talk to you.
Anyway, we got lots of people, okay? Lots of people we've looked into. I've never felt something in my heart so strongly.
Me either.
If they didn't do nothing, there's somebody that does. If some accident happened on that side and they're afraid they're gonna get in trouble, somebody knows something. And I'm not Candace ain't out of the woods either. That's not what we're saying.
No.
What if they were so good of friends? Go ahead with that. I'm gonna see what that was.
You mean, what if they were so good of friends that she would cover?
That she would, even for her own child.
And
What
then
if
we think about the behavior panel the behavior panel and Dr. Phil saying that maybe she had some knowledge.
Hello, cold case Crystal.
Maybe she did have some knowledge. Maybe she thought somewhere in herself, maybe in her heart, maybe she thought, well, what about Jody Sue? Or,
How could it be all for money though? Why would you go to the extent? Now, if it's all for money for Jody Sue, that's one thing. But you don't go to the extent of having a cover story. I talked behind the scenes with Mr. McDonough. We didn't know why H would say the name Andy. He really meant this guy over here. Well, if he really meant that guy over there, then he probably have said that guy over there. He ain't gonna be scared. Why would he throw?
You're not gonna call some random person by a name that they don't go by.
And look, it's been said that Jody Sue didn't even know Alli. I don't know if that's true or not. Did she work with her? Let's see it, Jody Sue. Let's bring it forward. Did you work with Alli? Did they know? Because that's what you said, and that's how you brought yourself into having that information with that. Then you blamed it on a 15-year-old that he just hangs out up there constantly on that hill.
Well, a teen. A teen is what she said, I think.
Well, he's 15.
Another guy named Andy that
well, regardless,
was a kid.
Regardless of that.
But then she also says,
but she's saying that H hung out on the property all the time, and that he knew where all the hard drugs.
Andy is what I'm saying.
Correct, but
that was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, and that H knew about where they were coming
Well, then
from.
it's also been said that it's her son because he's been called Andy Jr.
Right.
On the property. So I mean, all fingers point at you there, Slick. So
she also.
I'm not saying you're guilty of nothing. I'm just saying, why don't you answer these questions? Let's hear why you covered them up. Go ahead.
As far as the connection to Alli, she also said that Alli was coming to Andy's work frequently.
Chased him down.
She also said that Alli chased them down Moorlock Road just to pull them over and talk crap about Candace and the Wells.
And then that doesn't even lead to all the RSOs that are connected to her, that she knows that are around. She says that Andy's behavior is rubbing off on her son. I don't know. And I'm not being insensitive to DV, But when Andy has what he said is he's taken ownership of things. He says she was the one that was always on him. He comes in from work. Where do you have to do? Take her to do her Facebook lives. Take her to do this. Take her to do that. Then the medication. She has an answer cover for everything. I don't know anybody that says they're eat babies and say they can't stand the sound of children playing. And I'm sorry. Do you know that?
No, I've never heard a person say something like that.
Keep going because you're on another track than I am. I think.
No.
Well, I'm on the. Then she blames H, saying he knows where all the hard dealers are.
Yeah.
They just do he just has a gram of weed on the weekends. Andy does, and
they
but
terrorize.
him. There's the word. What was that about terrorize? Using the words that sometimes they. What I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to get into the whole psychology part of it because that's not my forte. But so what? This microphone's getting hot, or is that from your hand?
Me holding it.
Hey, it is sweltering out here. It is sweltering. Woo! Okay. All righty. I'm going to see where we're at here. I haven't been looking at the chat. I want to see what's up. No, I was looking back here because it's hot. I'm burning up. Look at my hair's wet. Is yours? Your forehead's shining.
Yeah, it's hot. This is what we're talking about, pulling the sweat out.
This 4K camera has this light on it, and like it blinds you when you look at that camera.
I know. I looked at it a few times. Yeah.
Is there a group called Cornbread Mafia? Okay, there was in the 80s and stuff that was in the state of Kentucky. I think when the behavior panel brought that up, and I believe what they were saying is they're just small country organized. Like around here you'll have people that are country kids growing up in the hollers and stuff, and they'll run together and they'll call themselves gangs. Okay. Does that make them less dangerous? No, because they are trying to prove themselves. Hey, I'm a bad dude. There's a joke they have around here like, oh, that's the Brumley Gap Crips or the Black Hole Bloods or where. That's what I believe that they're referring to. Is you got these people that run around and do that. I think it was more. And remember, that had never been mentioned. The behavior panel threw that out there just to see what emotion.
Scott H said, "I am the Cornbread Mafia."
Who said this? Stacy Price said, "I'm late. Why are y'all outside? We just had tiki torches and stuff. We just want to do something different.
Bonfire, it's tiki torches.
We just try and do something different, and it's kind of the worst idea ever.
Yeah,
I'm sweating with feel.
As evidenced by the beginning of our live and the sweat that's pouring off of us.
I am burning up. So we just covered a lot. Look, there's no way my voice is cracking. Listen, from last night, me and her were joking around, and I was being stupid, and I was on. We were doing behind the scenes stuff with other creators, and I was yelling, being dumb, and I had everybody laughing. And woke up this morning, and my freaking voice cracked every time I say, "Hiya, how you are? Hey, Allie, here's something to drink." Anyway,
Cam's a sweater anyway. He's like hot blooded or something.
Oh gosh,
he burns up all the
I
time.
freeze the people in my house.
I used to tell people that he would keep our house so hot or so cold that you could hang meat in it.
It could be like a meat cooler.
Because he gets so hot all the time.
Okay, so they said this is a lot. Please recap. So what we're saying is, if you ain't been following this, I don't know if I can recap.
Oh gosh, there's been a lot.
I'm gonna go back to full screen here like this. Y'all gonna have to catch it from the front. If not, we're just talking about where Judy Sue made statements, made claims, where she would have been at. Because then it was said, oh, I was the neighbor down there with the boys when Don pulled in, right? She said she was on the other side of the creek from the boys. We showed you earlier on. You can get in the creek. She said she walked the creek to make sure the scents for the dogs weren't messed up. But is that, we've already covered that. She said that. Said the dogs alerted on her feet. We haven't heard either way from law enforcement. That's out of her mouth, okay? So, we showed you an area that you can get in the creek from on Ben Hill. We followed all the way around to where the boys were with Blue Roof Dawn, the neighbor that actually was with the boys at the bottom of the hill. So, we showed an area where she would have been able to see everything that was going on, Dawn pull in. She even said later on, I don't know if he saw me, but I was there.
Well, so this is what I was talking
I need
about
to take
today
over.
too.
I'm burning up. I feel like I'm pass out.
This is what I was talking about today too. So when we think about everything that has happened with this case, who has been the one person that has information about everything that happened that day? She knows everything that happened that day.
I'm going to pull the maps up so I can just show those while you're talking.
Not Dawn and Candace. They haven't been able to say everything that happened that day. Jody Sue has, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where
she
it's
knew
at.
where everybody was. She knew everything.
This is the entrance. Somewhere in this area you can get into Beach Creek, okay? You can get down into the physical creek. You travel it around through here. This is where Don bypassed Ben Hill up here. He comes in, he pulls in here. The boys are down here where the shooting house was. The trail that leads down from the property by that gray shed with the cellar in it runs down here. But if he followed that creek all the way around here, she says, I'm on the other side of the creek from the boys when we were searching at a certain time, right? So she could be somewhere around in here or even down in the creek and see Don pull in, right? That's how she knows that ahead of everybody else. Okay. That might not be important to you, but that just covers that and shows you, well, she always has a cover story. Always has a cover story. Okay, always in the right place at the right time. Well, then we talked about, we pictured a shoe on the first time we went to Ben Hill and filmed the trails. Okay. Oh, marry me. Thank you. Oh, you didn't have to. She's like, go get something cold drink before you pass out. You didn't have to. That's a little too much for some sodas, ain't it?
Oh,
Pops.
Not nowadays.
Pops. I didn't say sodas.
Yeah, godly.
All right, let me get back.
Ain't sodas around here. They're pop.
JC was watching the scent of, yeah, exactly. Washing the scent off her feet before the dogs even got there.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say about that phone call.
Well, go on before I keep going.
So the other thing I was going to say about that phone call that I had with her that very day with Candace, the day of the billboard, whenever I was talking about how she was so upset and she was upset about how Jody Sue had said
you
she
left
saw
that
Dawn.
part out?
I forgot because I've got so many things in my mind right now.
Oh.
So that was another thing that she said. She said she was talking to what? Oh, she was talking about how Jody Sue said that she had gotten in the creek that day. She said, I saw Jody Sue and she wasn't wet at all. And she said, I looked at her from her head to her toes. And she said she was not wet at all that day.
That's the day that the billboard stuff went up. That's the day we went out there. That's the day Allie said she cried. That's the day Allie cried on the phone with her. And that's the first time we seen Candace, and right at the last time with that much emotion. Candace was very distraught at why Jody Sue had turned on her like that out of nowhere, because she had nothing but good things to say about her. Okay, so the scent, this is another thing to get back on track. You can't do that again, because although they jump all over me. Look, and I do it all the time, so you're allowed about 1,000. They get mad at me for jumping around all of the time. Okay, and that's okay, guys. Thank y'all for holding me accountable.
If you had
but take your false rumors somewhere else, because that's not holding somebody accountable. Go ahead.
I mean, we just have so much going through our brains at all times.
Y'all imagine trying to run a channel and give information and trying to keep it off, be able to fire off everything and remember it in tandem with everything. And then when you think of something new, you got to keep. It's exhausting.
It's hard.
It is hard. Anyway,
Stressful.
so what they say about this is a recap. Everybody that's already watched it. What did they say about getting a scent off something in the house? They couldn't because there was cross contamination on the stuff from boy scent, parent scent, summer scent. They found a shoe outside that they got a scent from. We pictured a shoe. Now, you know, one of the dog handlers, and we feel like this too, and law enforcement said, no, not the dog trail, but it was this trail. It comes down where the school bus was sitting here.
Well, law enforcement said it was at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of the driveway.
So
that would correlate with the bus trail.
Yes. But this, okay, so the scent would follow down here, go cut off into, this is the bus trail. It leads off into the lower part of the driveway, down into the scent ends right here at the bottom of the road where the gravel ends and the hardtop starts, okay? We pictured a shoe that was sitting, this is crazy, and I'm speculating. We took a picture of a shoe that was laying in the driveway right here. I don't know why that wasn't gathered for evidence if that was there, but we were also a month and a half out. If a dog carried it, something. I'm just saying, and it had a sock in it. What if she did have shoes on before? And what if she, you know, they fell off? What if anything? Like, that's the things that we want, you know, everything should have been collected up there, I feel. If it was outside, collect it, because it could have been important. It's a missing 5-year-old at that time, 6 years old now. Collect that stuff.
And yes, could that shoe have been laying somewhere else on that property and a dog brought it down there? Absolutely. Yes. But also, August 1st and August 15th, Jody Sue's son is allegedly seen in the woods running. He has permission, mind you, from the Wells. If it was something of just being nosy and wanting to see what's going on, why not just walk up a driveway and just say, hey, what's going on, Candace? Had everything okay? Hang around, start a conversation, ask to help with what y'all are doing up there. But no, you're creeping around the woods. And where do they see you on August 1st? And one of the girls then was in pursuit of you, allegedly. I believe the woman. There were 6 people that confirmed seeing this. He runs through here. He's in this area where the bus is. Why are you in that area where the scent was located? You live across the road, right? You're 19 years old. You live across the road. Jody Sue's supposed to be sitting in the bottom of the driveway when you're in pursuit of Damien. She starts honking the horn, blowing the horn, whatever, yelling for Candace. Causing a distraction?
Causing a distraction, maybe.
Maybe.
When she sees people coming down the driveway. Why not, if you were saying her excuse was, there's people, I was just letting you know there might be somebody in the woods or whatever. Two people go down the driveway first, 2 ladies. And then her mother and Candace come down behind them. They're talking to Jody Sue down here about this. The person comes walking out of the woods. The alleged person comes walking out of the woods down on this side of the driveway. Okay, look here, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see this little area here. This is the driveway where it starts. Somebody comes out of the woods down here and walks up, and they said, the people that witnessed said, that's the guy right there that I just saw running through the woods. Jody Sue says, no, that's my son. He's just checking the mail.
Thank you, Roxanne Polk.
How's he just?
Thank you so much.
Why are you checking the mail down there when your mailbox? Where is that? And I'll put it up here real quick. Before I click back over. Whoo, I'm burning up. I can't breathe, man. Did I already click on it?
Mm-mm.
Where is it?
On down. Right there.
It's good to have just an open discussion about this stuff, guys. It's just brainstorming.
Brainstorming, for real.
And if you missed it at the beginning, we ain't stopping. Keep talking your crap. We're going to keep covering this case. Takes 20 years, 30 years. We're not stopping till we get answers. We want to know what happened to this child for the safety of others. If somebody did do something, if there is something nefarious going on with somebody taking children, anything, Let's get to the bottom of it, and so we can be prepared in the future to prevent anything from happening to other children. So she's sitting in the driveway. He comes out. They yell, "That's the guy right there." No, he was checking the mail down here. His mailbox ain't up till up here.
Tipping the scales, are you talking about from Ben Hill Road? Because if from Ben Hill Road, no.
What?
If the shoe could have been thrown from the road.
No, my
it's-
guess is if she was carried off or anything, what if her shoes got kicked off in the driveway right there on the path down? If that shoe had laid there that whole time, and it looked like it'd been there a while,
Yeah.
had a sock in it and everything. They say they found a shoe outside, got the scent off of. Why not collect that? Okay? Why is it so hard to believe? There are so many paths. If somebody, and we're not saying a stranger, if it was stranger abduction, if it was whatever, you don't even have to be. So the way to just that people use to just throw that out the window is nobody's going to go down a one-way in, one-way out road. But if somebody knows that property, you don't even have to step foot on Ben Hill Road, right?
Right.
You don't have to step foot. But if her scent trail's down there, then they're like, well, what about that? Well, what if they came down? Scotty Skulls has showed this. What if they came down, swayed around here, and took this path back here that cuts all the way up through here, where the property of Mary Sexton, rest in peace, she passed away today?
No, 2 days ago.
She passed away 2 days ago. We're going to talk about that. I'm just giving time to be sensitive about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all know that? This is where one of the footprints allegedly are. That's not the actual, that was the approximate I showed. Around one of these white trailers around here, down here, was where the footprints were. Allegedly at this point. That's where the scents were. Right around in there, okay? So that trail that cuts around from that driveway, from the Wells driveway down here, travels back up through where these cars are sitting. It comes out on this side of the driveway right here. You go up in here. This trail goes up in here. Goes all the way back here. Right through here, where one of the sets of footprints. Then the other set, okay, down in here. What if they traveled with her all the way back down Beach Creek? Rides waiting. Something. Speculate.
This might be a good time to talk about what we were talking about when we were out there the last time, and we said I had a good thing.
Going to air
It
conditioning.
probably
That's about
is.
before we both.
But
just
let me
fall out.
say this real fast. So we were talking back the last time that we went down there when we went to see my mama in the hospital, and we were talking about how I had a thought. I need to see that up.
Okay.
So we're talking about the footprints coming this way. This was my thought when we went out and we drove Fields Road. You see where these footprints are. Here's Summer's house, right here. Footprints.
Yeah.
Footprints. Somewhere in this area, okay? Right here is Fields Road where they were searching.
Yeah. Right there is Polly Bernard's property.
Right there is Polly Bernard's property.
Okay, where you get?
So we had told them that we would talk about what I was thinking that day.
Oh, okay.
And so we were talking about maybe that's why they were there. This was before all the Jody Sue stuff started kind of coming together. So if somebody got her and they took her that way that he just showed you that Scotty Skulls had talked about and went that way back through there.
I put my arm on you, but it might have
Too hot
sweat to death.
And then they came through the woods here, and they came down through the woods through here, because we know that these footprints where we have this marker, that's not where they were. They were not right beside the road. They were behind a ridge, which means that they would have been somewhere back here, somewhere. Okay. They're not right there on the road like that. Lightning.
Did you see that?
It's so humid. It wouldn't surprise me if it would be
heat lightning.
Yeah. So what if they came through here? Maybe this is what police were thinking. We don't know. But what if they came through here and ended up in this area?
Hey, but wait,
But
there's
wait.
more. Do you remember the name Mr. Gorley that was involved with the search with the private investigators?
We hadn't got to speak on this completely because
We
were
didn't want to put the name out there.
It's time.
But it's time now. They talked about it. This is where the property, Mr. Gorley's property, is where I found the campsite.
Well, it wasn't Mr. Gorley's property that the campsite was on. We were
entered
searching
in. Yes.
Mr. Gorley's property.
Mr. Gorley says this right here
No,
is.
his wife says.
No, and then he said too.
Well, he confirmed it, yes. So.
Well, this is where he says the dogs alerted right here, and they laid down on summer scent. They laid down to.
The wife told us, she said that one of the dogs laid down back there, and she asked the trainer that was with the dog. She said, "Does that mean that that's summer scent?" And they said yes.
Yes.
That dog was trained if it found that scent to lay down.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go. Are you done
that
with the map?
particular dog? Yes,
You're done.
I'm done.
I'm done too.
I just wanted to touch on that because we had said that weeks ago that we were going to talk about what we were thinking that day, and then, or what I was thinking that day, and then we never really got around to it.
I don't believe this animal attack thing personally. I don't know where that came from. And we haven't had any involvement with those private investigators and Chris Starnes or anything besides helping him get his mobile command unit, which was donated to him back last year on our channel by one of you subscribers.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank y'all. Then he asked us early on this year to help him be able to go get it, and we helped with that.
We haven't spoke with them through text messages here and there, but nothing like we were. So
yeah. So I don't know. We have never heard that. And I want to make that very, very clear. I'm not going to get behind that. It's been said through rumor by that same property we just showed, Mr. Gorley's. She took a picture of a bear on June 14th in the field beside her house. Thank you, Louisiana girl.
Thank you.
Okay, Louisiana girl. We can converse through email. I'm just very careful about talking on the phone, but we will. We'll speak.
Yeah, email us, crackingcases@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll talk, and maybe we'll figure something out. We'll call or something. I'm not gonna promise.
We are hard to warm up to people. First of all,
yeah, if we've seen the crap we go through all the time, then it's hard. I'm not saying you'd ever do that.
No. But we've just been done dirty in the past, shall I say?
Yeah, that's a good. We've been done real dirty, so we're just careful.
Yes, there was a bear that Miss Gorley took a picture of. We
showed the pictures on a live stream, just going over some of the speculation stuff. Squall had put out that it was talked about by law enforcement that there could have possibly been an animal attack. My idea is if there's an animal attack, there's going to be some kind of evidence of an animal attack.
A shred of clothing. Something.
People say not necessarily because they carry them off. But
I just talk about the wild hogs? Because
yes.
I'm sorry. As soon as I said a shred of clothing, there's going to be somebody that comes in our comments and they're going to say, wild hogs eat everything. They eat clothing. I have never, and there might be some, we've talked about this a few times on our channel. There might be some wild hogs. I've never seen them.
Never seen them. And nobody down there in that area had seen them that we have talked to.
Yeah.
On Ben Hill had said that they had ever seen a wild hog down there, had ever seen anything like that.
It's just a disclaimer.
And this is just my opinion and her opinion.
Yeah.
That means nothing. It's our opinion, right?
We're just like everybody else.
But we live here, and I know, and I see people, and I know people that hunt, and I see what they go hunting for. You ever heard him say lightning? You ever heard? Yeah, it was lightning.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever heard anybody around here say we're going wild hog hunting today?
Never.
But when we have people in here say they're from Tennessee, but if you go, but then they're 4 hours away now.
Right.
Now, different parts of Tennessee might hold wild hogs,
and different parts of East Tennessee, in particular, might hold.
East Tennessee is a big area, nor in Northeast Tennessee here.
Yeah.
So,
as far as I know, in the Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia area, because we're not locals.
Yeah.
FYI.
That was total sarcasm for the ones that
sarcasm,
can't,
yeah.
if you can't hear it
There's
in the
so
back.
many people
Sarcasm.
that don't know sarcasm. So, we have family members that are avid hunters. My dad was an avid hunter. He doesn't hunt as much anymore, but they never went hunting for wild hogs.
So Mr. Gorley's property is the one we entered into. That's where the campsite was found. I got thrown through the ringer for talking about that campsite. FYI. I was also told when it was found that it was nothing. Fox hunters camp, whatever. People don't fox hunt, they trap them. Here. Coon hunting camp's what they said.
They don't coon.
Coon
hunters
hunters,
their dogs.
They pull up with their dogs in the bed of their truck and they run them, and then they go home at night. Her dad is
That's what he does. He's a coon hunter. He goes out and he lets his dog loose. He follows that dog with a tracker, and that's what they do. They don't sit and wait.
True crime with Stony Stone says we're headed out in the morning to see you guys tomorrow.
Awesome.
Is it tomorrow?
No,
it's tomorrow.
They're heading out tomorrow, I'd say, is the way I took that.
Oh, they're headed out tomorrow to come see us on the 15th.
Right.
We can't wait to meet you guys.
Yeah.
God willing, everything works out and we can be down there.
Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
Yeah, Lord willing and the creek. Well, I can't even say nothing tonight.
Lord,
so yeah, oh, I know. Gosh.
Sarcasm. My God.
Why y'all think what they say? Half-spoon chicken feed. Some people are just happy. Some people are just.
And we're not always happy, but sometimes we're very happy, and sometimes we're just mad as can be.
Y'all come down here if y'all want to get on my diet, and we'll sweat together out here. Okay?
Oh, come on.
Gosh, I'm sick of it. Anyway, where was I? Oh, Lord willing.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah, and the creek don't rise. We're gonna be there. Can't wait to see y'all. We love you. We got anything else tonight? We're gonna go. We're gonna go over.
This was a lot, and I'm sorry that if we seemed like we were like just everywhere with it, but it was a lot, and it all kind of came to us today, and we just wanted to.
Shay Safe Place said, "Quit mocking me, Cam." Hey, we all know them sayings too.
Oh yeah.
Say, Lord, honey, she's finer than frog hair.
Honey.
You like, honey, you finer than frog hair. I love it.
It's not how he picked me up, by the way.
Yeah, that's how I did. Say, Lord, honey, you finer than frog hair. You gonna marry me? Actually, it was like, hey, why don't you write your when you write that blood pressure down, why don't you put your phone number there? That's even worse. Hey, I'm a drummer in a band. I didn't drum in no band.
He was not a drummer in a band.
She's like, you gonna play them drums for me? Yeah, like, can't.
It's about that. Just kidding.
What are you gonna say?
About you being a drummer in a band.
Oh, about that. It's never happened.
No, I have yet to see him play the drums, and it's been 10 years. 10 and a half.
You gotta impress him with whatever you got. And at that point in time, I wasn't pressing much.
No, true.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Crystal Mullins. Thank you so much. Y'all, man, y'all come down here. We're gonna have a good time. Let's pray for summer.
Hotter than satin in Virginia.
Let's make this matter. Let's make it about summer when we're here. Let's get along. Let's make a difference. Let's pray tonight, moving on the 15th. Answers are found. We're going to pray. We've not stopped. We pray all the time, don't we? Every night on this channel. Every night we go live on this channel. So we're going to pray for summer there, and we're going to go hand in hand with people that we might not get along with. People that might not have the same opinions as we do, because it ain't about that. It ain't about what you think about me or what I think about you or what she said or he said. It's about a missing 6-year-old little girl now.
Yeah.
But, here comes the train. I live near a train track, so here it goes.
Might be a minute, sorry.
Did you hear the air brakes? It's like my papa's Lincoln. Okay. Like my papa's Lincoln. Oh my gosh, he did it for years.
We're gonna hear you rubbing your glasses.
Oh, sorry. He did it for years. He said, I was like, oh Lord. Up till I was like, he passed away when I was 26, 26, 25.
It was.
It was right when we
25,
first got
'cause
together.
he passed away like 9 days after our son was
I
born.
miss that more than anything now. I used to get so embarrassed then, but I miss it more than anything now, hearing those things that your grandparents did. Let's love one another. Let's be kind to one another. Let's make sure that we do the right things and not out of spite, not out of anger, right? That's the only message I got for everybody. I love you. We respect you. Respect one another. Do something good for somebody when you see them, even if you don't know them. We're going to think.
Pray.
We're going to pray, but we're also going to say this. We'll go over the whole private investigators and the new WJHL story tomorrow in detail. I'm burning up. I can't do no more. Oh, guys, thank y'all so much. Did y'all like tonight's show? Give me a 1 in the chat. And don't forget, hit that like button. Put your touch DNA. Yeah, I can't say nothing. Put your touch DNA on that.
Like button.
Show you guys. I'm done. I give up.
You didn't tell them what to put there and touch DNA
Put
on.
your
You gotta be careful
put
with that nowadays.
Yeah, you don't want to put your touch DNA on nothing. Put it on that like button. Show us you care. Show us you appreciate us. It's a free way to like you creators that you watch. We'll catch you on the next one on Prayer Way Out. Dear Lord, thank you so much for what you do. We ask that you just let this day on the 15th be a day that really is a day of impact. You say where 2 or more gather in your name, Lord, you are there. We ask that you answer prayers, that you bring forth people that might have answers. And we ask that you lay conviction on anybody's heart that might have anything that could help in locating Summer Moon Utah Wells. Lord, we ask for prayer over Michael Monkey Vaughn's case. And God, thank you for loving us when we don't deserve it. Thank you for having faith in us all the time, even when we don't have faith in you. You say that if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, that we can move mountains in your name, Heavenly Father. We ask that we all could just muster up that little bit of faith, and then we can show the world that we can make a difference through you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Remember, at the end of the day,
Everybody wants justice.
do you want to say it backward? Remember, at the end, it's okay. Woo! All right, gosh. I did the old Rick. You want to do that one for me? I'm walking down that aisle with style and profile. Woo! Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
We love you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Till next time, keep cracking.
See ya.
Maybe.
Good, feel 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 good. Home.